All right. Yeah. I'm right on time for this. I told myself, I said, Matt, you are going to stream today at exactly 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's 12:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was a minute early. I clocked in early. Yay. All right. Hello, everybody. Second here. Turn that over into live chat mode. Okay. Greetings, one and all. The mango football. Cool. A mango would actually make a very poor football, I believe. I mean, you could try. Dang, you could try. Cartman. Oh, I thought I said Cat. Okay, Catman is here. I thought it said Cartman is here. Like, Eric Cartman, that's either a really bad thing or a real... Okay. Is it funny Cartman or offensive Cartman? Because there's two different kinds of Cartman. You know? Baby football. Also, I'm thinking of football as like an American football, you know, like the hand egg, you know, but actually now that I'm thinking about the way that most of the world pictures a football, maybe a little bit closer to a mango, but yeah. Long time no see. Hi, Skyline. Grand Fleet. Yeah, we got to talk about the Grand Fleet. You know why? Because everybody forgets about the Grand Fleet. Because the Grand Fleet, like ever since, we could just open it up with that, honestly. Hi, Average Andy. Thank you for joining. Just an average Andy, not like a special or unique or, you know, superhuman Andy, just an average Andy. There you go. But, you know, I always, like, forget about the Straw Hat Grand Fleet because as soon as the fleet was formed at the end of Dressrosa, everybody was like, all right, when are they going to show up? When are they going to show up, right? And I think it's just because I've been talking about One Piece for so long. It's like at Totland, people are like, oh, Grand Fleet's going to show up at Totland. They're going to help Luffy get away. And then they're like, oh, no, the Grand Fleet's going to show up at Wano, and they're going to help fight Kaido. And it's like, okay, no, they didn't, and no, they didn't. But they're going to show up at some point, so it's like, when's that going to happen, right? And I've always been... I've always, like... Oda set this up very smartly where he said that the Grand Fleet will eventually arrive and they will be part of some major event in history. Like, they will go down in history for some other big event. And I think a lot of people, me included, assumed that it was going to be like the Laugh Tale moment kind of thing. Like, they're going to show up at the Final War, which they could probably show up at the Final War as well. But now that this Egghead event has been brought up, and just like, oh, Egghead is an event that shocks the world, as it were, it could very well be this. And it's something that a lot of people forget, and I think it's totally likely. It went right over my head when I was doing the review. You know, let's like, okay, who could it be? It's like, okay, it's got to be Blackbeard, or it's got to be Shanks, or it's got to be the Cross Guild. And I think enough time has maybe passed by now for where Oda is like, okay, now the Grand Fleet does something. Now it's when the Grand Fleet appears. It's either the Grand Fleet or Dragon and Sabo. I could see it being Dragon and Sabo, but I don't see it being like the Revolutionary Army en masse, just because they were so far away. Like, they were literally on the other side of the planet, and like Dragon's abilities, and maybe he could take like one or two people, so like Dragon's powers allow him to kind of go wherever he wants to go. But I don't see it being like, I don't see it being the entire Revolutionary Grand Fleet. There's just no way they could get all the way on the other side of the world that quick. You know? Wouldn't Luffy have to call them first? Okay, here's the thing. I don't really picture a scene where Luffy picks up the Den Mushi and says, okay, Straw Hat Grand Fleet, assemble. Like, I never see him doing that. It seems like that's just not... Luffy wasn't even okay with the idea of having a Grand Fleet. I don't see him being like, guys, this is really rough. Time to call in the Grand Fleet. Like, I just don't see him doing that. It's going to be a situation where they move on their own, or the thing happened with Luffy's Vivre card, which is funny because, like, if you were a member of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, and I brought this up before, like, Luffy's Vivre card would go down and then up and then down and then up and then disintegrate and then come back and disintegrate and come back. That's probably happened like 3 or 4 times since Dressrosa. It happened probably a little bit at Totland when Luffy was fighting Katakuri. It was probably going down a little bit when he was fighting Katakuri, and then it went right back. And then at Wano, it must have been like a damn yo-yo. It was just like, oh, Luffy's dead. No, okay, he's back. Oh, God, he's dead again. No, he's back. Okay. Although I will say this. If the events at Wano, because a lot of time had to pass, like the Grand Fleet was kind of scattered all over the world, and not all over the world, but like all over the Grand Line. Like they're not in one location. It's not like the Grand Fleet's all hanging out in one spot, and then it's like, Luffy's in danger, we will now mobilize. No, they're like kind of all over the place. So it would be interesting if Luffy dying in Wano resulted in the Grand Fleet being like, okay, let's go and see what's going on with him. It's just that it took 2 weeks or so, or however long it took from Wano to Egghead for everybody to mobilize. From a realistic perspective, that's actually pretty accurate, yeah. Now, I'm not going to do Baldur's Gate tonight. I'm having some friends over tonight, probably tomorrow or Monday, whenever, the next time I'll do it is. I'm thinking probably tomorrow night. Do you think Kuma could use his paws to send the Sunny away with everyone on it? Yeah, he could. Or he dies and someone else gets the power. But yeah, the paw power could definitely be useful in sending the Straw Hats away. Yeah, I don't think anyone would be, like, it's been so left field, you're right, that, like, anybody could really show up within reason and I'd be okay with it. Yeah, maybe his whole card. No, the card's not gone, because Vivre card is, like, magic. It's, like... It basically takes that whole concept of, like, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, and it just throws it in a freaking blast furnace. Because the card could be, like, huge, and then it could wither down to this, and then it could go right back to being huge. It's magic paper. So even if Luffy does die and it disappears, it could probably just come right back, you know what I mean? Does it make sense? No, but it's One Piece, It could be Neo-Mads that are coming to rescue Vega Punk. Yeah, okay. So when Judge and Caesar were, like, arguing, they basically arrived at the conclusion that, like, Vegapunk was the one holding them back. Vegapunk was the one that was like, it was because of his bullshit and his peace and stuff that we could never do what we wanted to do. So I don't think they're going to be heading to save Vegapunk, but I could see them forming Neo-Mads and then heading to Egghead to be like, all right, Vegapunk, we're taking all your shit now, we're going to run our own mad scientist organization the way we want to, The Vivre card is made from atom wood. That's not a bad idea, actually. Magic tree begets magic wood. Magic tree begets magic paper. That could be a thing. Are the Grand Fleet really reputable enough for the Marines to say they are coming? Well, like, how else? Okay, you got to look at the context of the way that was said, all right? There was a Marine that was on the vessel that went to go attack the evacuation ship. And then that Marine ship got destroyed. And then we got to hear, like, I don't even know, was it a radio message or was it, like, just some dude talking? Hold on, let me pull up the chapter really quick. I just want to check. I think it was like a garbled, like, no, it wasn't even a radio transmission. It wasn't even a Den Den Mushi. It was just a dude that's just like, we failed to neutralize a vessel. We have to report this. They're headed for Egghead. Ugh. Like, I got the impression, like, this dude was right about to die, and he's like, we gotta warn them that they are coming. They didn't really have, like, how else were they supposed to say it? Like, oh, yeah, the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, but who cares about them? We don't need to alert anybody. They'll be fine. It's just like, no, they're coming seems to be, Oda did that. He's playing the game of, like, you can't just say who it is. You gotta have tension for next week, right? Yeah. Isn't the Fever card made out of nails? Yeah, it's made out of your fingernails. But the Atom Wood idea, maybe that's part of it. That would be interesting, I want it to be the Grand Fleet, but if not the fleet, maybe other crew, maybe the survivors of Big Mom's fleet want revenge. It could be. It might not be an ally to the Straw Hats. Let's not kid ourselves into thinking that, like, whoever this group is going to save the Straw Hats' ass. I feel like they kind of need somebody to ally with them right now. Will we ever understand object fusing? Yeah, Vegapunk will explain that, but, like, just not right now. Like, they're in the middle of a fucking war zone right now. Like, Vegapunk cannot be like, Saturn, you're killing everybody! By the way, Frankie, let me explain to you how devil fruits can absorb objects. Just like, Vegapunk's gonna be traveling with us for a little bit, like a hot minute, at least to Elbaf. There'll be time for him to sit down and explain devil fruit shit to everybody. Like, that'll happen. That'll definitely happen. Just not right now. It's a little bit chaotic right now. Who is the most wacky group that could make sense? Foxy. The Foxy pirate crew has come back for revenge, finally. They've trained for 2 years. They've improved. And now they're here to take on a Yonko. Maybe it's a Rouge. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're just going to tie back in the last supernova, why not, right? Yeah. Isn't Bartolomeo still on Elbaf? Bartolomeo was never on Elbaf. He went to an island that was allied with Shanks. And that was definitely not Elbaf. And then Shanks, went over to, like, to have a talk with him. And we don't, like, I know it's a little confusing because Shanks was at Wano. And Shanks at Wano was like, okay, we're not going to go see Luffy right now. We got to go deal with this Bartolomeo situation. And then the next time we see Shanks, he's at Elbaf. But that doesn't mean that, like, because clearly the place that they were there, I mean, that wasn't Elbaf. We didn't see any giants. I mean, I doubt the place that Bartolomeo barged into and was Elbaf. If it was a very specific village that only humans lived in on Elbaf. I will say that. I think there are 2 Shankses. What's the plural of Shanks? Shanks at Shivs? I don't know. There could be. If Shanks' dad is Garling, then he could definitely have a brother. He could definitely have a hot sister. You know, it's just these things. These things exist. Yeah. He might be close to it, though. Yeah, he could be close to it, definitely. I just don't think the island that Bartolomeo on was Elbaf. I'll pull it up for you. Hold on a second. One Piece Wiki. What was that in? That was in the Tales of the Grand Fleet cover story. I'll just look under the cover stories. Shankai. What is the plural of Shanks? Shanksing. Sheiks. They are sheiks. I never played Ocarina of Time. So is Sheik literally just Zelda? Because sometimes I see them talked about like different characters altogether. You know what I mean? Like, no, Sheik is not Zelda. They're different characters. I thought it was just Zelda in disguise as Sheik. Are there like parallel universe versions? You know, Sneak. I don't know. We were playing Paranoia last night. My friends were over, and I played a character named Solid Sneck. So that was fun. I was Solid Sneck. Sheik was Zelda. Okay, there we go. Yeah, as far as I understand. Okay, cool. I don't know if it was some weird like parallel dimension shit or something, because I've never played it. But yeah. All right. Odds that is Katakuri leading the Big Mom crew. Last time we saw Katakuri, he was hopped up on the gas, beating the shit out of ovens. So I don't know. Maybe he recovered and he formed a fleet. I don't think it's Big Mam's crew. Cartman isn't here. Big Mam. It's probably Neomads that showed up to get the research because the cover story establishes Judge and Caesar were on their way to Vega Punk. Well, I don't know if it established they were on their way to Vega Punk. It established that they were getting together, and then they remembered Vega Punk and their time in Mads, and they remembered that Vega Punk was the one that kind of held them back. And so they were like, wait a second, Vega Punk's not around anymore. So if it's just you and me, if it's just Caesar and Judge that are working together, then it's like, wait a minute, we could do whatever we want. Now, I think it is very likely they could be heading to Egghead, but I don't know if the cover story set up directly, we're going to Egghead, you know? Let's see. What chapter was that? This chapter 873. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm gonna pull up a thing. Give me a sec. We're doing this live. We're doing it live. Yeah, if there's ever another breakout of Impel Down, yeah, it absolutely has to. Like, Bon Clay's going to get out. Doflamingo's going to get out. What do you think happened to Robin that left her injured? She probably just fought against the Seraphim. Probably what happened was, because I don't think York would have been strong enough to deal that much damage to Robin. What probably happened is she had to hold off the Seraphim until, like, the rest of the Straw Hats showed up. And so I think it was her and Kaku that got the most beat up from them. So, who knows? It might have been like Robin having to fight S-Hawk and S-Shark at once, and that's what really messed her up. Robin is dead. Nah, I'm pretty sure she's not dead. I'm gonna say no on that one. Robin's dead. Dude, this is so sad, but just like early this morning. So I'm a big fan of back when Craig Ferguson used to do the Late Late Show. He was a late night talk show host back in like. He ran it from 2005 to 2014, I think, and I was a big fan of his back in high school. I watched it all the time. So I was watching some clips of it, and I had a recommended thing when I woke up this morning that was Robin Williams, when Robin Williams was on The Late Late Show back in like 2010. And my God, we lost him too early. He was an amazing comedian. I wish that Robin Williams was still around. Oh, God. Such a fucking legend. That dude was hilarious. All right. Okay, so let me pull this up here. R.I.P. the GOAT. Absolutely. If you have something to toast to Robin Williams, there you go. Robin's dead. Guess we're going to have to recruit Sukiyake. We need somebody to read these poneglyphs. All right, so this is where Bartolomeo was. This is the town where Bartolomeo was. It does not really resemble Elbaf to me. The architecture looks completely off. We obviously don't see any giants. We just see that the outfits they're wearing. I mean, they look a little Viking-esque. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't, but like, you could look at a lot of outfits the characters in One Piece wear, and you could kind of look at it. They're kind of like a medieval, anachronistic, kind of like middle-aged sort of thing. It's Hat Town. They're attacking Hat Town. That's right. Everybody has a hat. What the hell? You're not wearing hats. We don't agree with anybody not wearing hats in this town. And I was like, no, it's definitely, it doesn't seem like Elbaf to me. This does not seem like Elbaf. Yeah. It seems Spanish inspired, similar to Dressrosa. Yeah, I'm not sure what the exact basis is, but I'm not getting like a Nordic country vibe from this place. Yeah. So it's Hat Island. Yeah, I don't think that Bartolomeo was there, but he might have been close by. Yeah, might have been close by. So where were all the Grand Fleet at last time we saw them? So I'm literally just gonna pull up their chapters here. So the last time we saw Cavendish, he was telling. So Suleiman was on his crew, and he was basically telling him the story about, this is Cavendish's backstory, which I love, and it's also so silly. It's ridiculous. This is Cavendish's canon backstory, okay? He was born in the bourgeois kingdom. He was so damn popular, and when he grew up, he was just so attractive and so hot that every single woman in the kingdom refused to get married unless it could be to Cavendish. Like, they refused. They just, like, everyone was just like, we will not marry any man except Cavendish. So the kingdom had to kick him out. They had to kick him out because, like, if we don't do something about this, then the country's just dead. No one's gonna procreate, and no new children are gonna be born. So they kick him out, and they give him a small loan of like 500 million berries or some shit, and they kick him out. So he has to go be a pirate. And the last time we saw him is in chapter 868. Where, I'll pull that up. I'll just pull it. I could do it. Why not, right? Let's see where they're at. Let's see where the Straw Hat Grand Fleet are at. Yeah, let's see what they're up to. Sure. Otis stole, everyone in the chat is like, that's literally me. That's me, man. I got kicked out of my hometown. I was just too attractive, man. Everybody. Nobody wanted to get married anymore, so they kicked me out. So this is the last time we saw Cavendish. All right, he's on his ship telling his story. And I love this because it's like he's telling the story to Suleiman, and I bet he's not even buying it. He's like, this is bullshit. You're lying. That's not what happened. And then all of that, but kicking him out of the kingdom wasn't enough. The ladies in waiting and all of the bachelorettes left the bourgeois kingdom, became pirates just to chase him down. So they're like, we refuse to get married to anybody other than Cavendish. And the king is like, all right, I got to kick him out of the kingdom. We can't have him here anymore. All right, so they kick him out. And then all the women are like, we will become pirates just to chase after him. All the ladies went to go be pirates. Oh, and I love Cavendish's look on his face. Cavendish is just like, yep, just another fucking Tuesday. He's like, yep. Oh, man. This is like that love potion crap, like, you drink the love potion and it's like you just become like, it's like obsessive and it's like every woman on the bourgeois kingdom was that. My God. My God. The kingdom lost all their women. Everybody left, even the queen. Wait. Is Cavendish the prince? Because that would even be more hilarious. Is Cavendish I know his design is like a prince, but is he an actual prince? Yeah, no, he's a prince. He's a fucking prince. So the king and queen have a child, the heir to the throne, and they had to kick him out because he's too hot. Okay. Oh my God, he's the actual prince of the kingdom. My goodness. Everybody. It's just everybody. My goodness. Prince of the Riz Kingdom. Don't you just love when stories do dual main antagonists, Kizaru and Saturn? I love it. I really do. I think more manga need to do that, where they structure it where there's not just a big bad per arc. There's like multiple characters that have more intrigue, right? I really love it when characters do that, when mangakas do that, because it's so easy to just be like, this is the main bad guy, you need to beat him, and he'll have some like minions that are just hapless minions that he just sends at you, and it's like, oh, you've killed my beloved servants, how tragic, how achingly predictable. It's like, but no, if you actually have two villains, or multiple villains even, that do a really good job at like expressing different aspects of this, especially when they're not all just evil for the sake of evil. Like the Espada in Bleach, like Stark wasn't really evil. Baragon definitely was. Holybell I wouldn't say is evil. Ukiora even, like you really get the idea the Espada are just like, listen, Aizen's the strongest, we have to listen to him or we die. So now in the case with Stark, he was grateful to Aizen, because Stark, he was lonely, and then Aizen gave him some people he can actually hang out with. Although hanging out with Baragon's really not the most exciting thing in the world, but hey, he had friends, so he's happy with that, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, so that's Cavendish's backstory. That's Cavendish. He's currently being chased after by a bunch of lovelorn women from the bourgeois kingdom. Okay, so we know what's up with Bartolomeo. Last time he was actually, not only I didn't throw the end of that backstory. I just threw in the middle of it. Let me throw this up here. Conquerors confirmed. Okay, so oh my God, Bartolomeo. I hope you're not dead right now for doing this shit. Really? Let me show you this. Oh my goodness. Cavendish got that serial killer Riz. I don't think, no, he doesn't really have oh yeah, because he's Hakuba. Maybe that was also the excuse. Like, also, like, he's attracting every woman in the kingdom. Also, he turns into a serial killer at night. It's like, all right, we need to kick you out. We need to kick you out, buddy. All right. But this is what Bartolomeo was doing last time we saw him. By the way, there's one man in the town that wasn't wearing a hat. So that's, yeah, Hat Town. It's that one guy. Yeah. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked is Bartolomeo right now? Let's see. Yeah. No. He was the mayor. 11. Oh man. Bartolomeo took his hat. That was the mayor. He took the mayor's hat and then burned Shanks's flag down. Oh, old hatless Joe. Oh, man. Okay. Even if Bartolomeo brings up, like, I'm buddies with Luffy, Shanks. I'm a member of his Grand Fleet. Even if Bartolomeo tries to do that, Shanks still has to slap him a bit. Shanks still has to punish him a little bit for that. All right, maybe Shanks won't kill him. He won't give him the Eustace Kid treatment, but he has to give him a slap on the wrist. He has to let him know he can't be doing this type of shit. All right? Like, so I think after seeing that he's friends with Luffy, he met Luffy, and he's part of the Grand Fleet or whatever, I don't think Shanks will kill him, but it's like, I gotta slap you around a bit. I gotta at least lop off a finger or an ear or take an eye or something. I gotta do something to show you can't be doing this type of shit to my territory. All right, like that's not how we do this, okay? Yeah. Bartolomeo becomes the eye patch pirate. There it is, yeah. So that's what Bartolomeo was up to last time we saw him. What was Sai doing? Sai got married. Yeah, Sai just, I love the story of the Grand Fleet. There's just so many interesting things that happen to them. All right, I love Oda, I really do. He goes out of the way to do these little side stories in the cover pages. I wish more manga, because I know it would be way more work. I know it would be a tremendous amount of work, and I don't want to add more work to them. But like the cover stories and the fact that they are canon is like part of the reason that makes One Piece so unique to me. It's like something that not every other manga does, and I really love it. But I understand why it would be just so much extra work to do it all the time. So Sai got married. He got married to Baby 5, and we got Boo there, and Xin Zhao, and they were in the land of Kano, which is in the west. They went back home. They got married. Sai looks very happy here. Was this before or after he went to Reverie? This was before Reverie. So he went, I guess after Dressrosa, they went back to Kano very briefly. They got married, and then they went to Reverie. So this is actually not the last time we've seen Sai, because Sai and Leo actually do appear later on in the actual manga. They were at Reverie. They attacked Charlos, but then that was also a few weeks ago, and now I don't think they could go back to their kingdom now. I don't think Sai could go back home given what happened with with Charlos. So they're probably in the Grand Line somewhere right now. Yeah. Yeah. Sai is here. Yeah. There's a character called Phasmophobia that's looking a lot like you. I'm thinking I'm playing as you when I see him. Okay, cool, great. I don't know what that is, but all right. Who bandaged him? Okay. Why he's beat up? Okay. He was engaged to get married to a girl before Baby 5. Like, he already had an arranged marriage kind of thing. And the woman that, okay, so on the Kano Kingdom, or maybe it's a rival kingdom, there's the Haposai Navy, and then there's another rival navy. There's another rival, like, thing that are, like, kind of, like, feuding for, like, years. It's like the Hatfields and the McCoys and shit, right? So Sai was supposed to get married to this woman. And don't feel bad about Sai leaving her at the altar, because she literally has, like, 27 husbands. Like, she's really into polyamory. Okay, so her name was okay, hold on a second. What her name was Uholicia. That was her name. So Big Mom 2. No. Oh, in terms of the harem, yeah, definitely. But this was Sai's original wife. This was the person Sai was originally Uholicia. This was the original arranged marriage between their two, like, families that was supposed to happen. Honestly, I mean, like, she's a muscle waifu. You know, like, she, you know, so buff. You know, it's like, really, I don't know, man. I'm into muscle waifus. I'm into muscle mommies. So I'm actually, like, both ways. I think Sai ended up. I mean, Baby 5 is fantastic as well, but, like, I'm just saying, you know, strong woman. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Death by snoo. Oh my goodness. I think she's gorgeous, ladies and gentlemen. But don't worry, she's fine, okay? So Sai comes back from Dressrosa with Baby 5 in tow, and is like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna marry Baby 5. And Uholicia gets so pissed, she beats the shit out of Sai. Like, I'm just gonna go through, wait a minute, I'm just gonna go through the whole story here. Hold on. Because Sai's is great. I love how we're supposed to be talking about chapter 1105 and we're just going through the story of the Grand Fleet. No, this is relevant. This is relevant because it could be the Grand Fleet. That's the big question at the end of the chapter. That was the big question. That was the big question here. All right? Yes. So he gets the shit beat out of him. He gets the shit beat out of him by Uholicia. That's her dad right there. The betrothal annulment. Okay, so he gets the crap beat out of him, and that's why Baby 5 patches him up. Yeah. This could be relevant. Okay. So, there's that. But yeah, no, she She literally has the husband club. She's married 20. Oh, okay. Sai would have been her 26th husband. So she has 25. She has 25 husbands. She's fine. Okay, she's good. She's happy. All right, she's living the life. She's living the dream. All right, so Uho Licia is gonna live a happy life. All right, but Sai stood her up and married Baby 5 instead. Okay, and then they him and Leo attacked Charlos at Reverie. Somehow Charlos is still alive. I don't know how Charlos is not dead. Unless they reveal that, like, they have some kind of special medical treatment at Marijois to heal. Which they could. They definitely could. Like, they could have some devil fruit ability or some mythical zone, or they could have some power that allows them to bring, like, celestial dragons back from the brink of death. Because, like, there is no way an ordinary human like Charlos would be able to survive that attack. Like, there's just no fucking way. There has to be some kind of, like, special way they can heal people up there. Like, there has to be, right? Then again, they might just have really good doctors. Because remember that time Wapple got straight up decapitated and the doctors were just, like, operating, and they just patched his head back on. So maybe they just have really, really good doctors in the Holy Land. And that's how they would do it. What are your thoughts on Neomads, who's also, do you think the knife through the carrot on the cover page means anything? You know, we already talked about the Neomad situation earlier in the stream, but I saw the knife. I saw it in the basket in the cover page with Carrot, and I was gonna bring it up. I was like, there's a knife there. And I'm like, it's like not even a knife, it's like a dagger. And I'm like, I'm gonna bring that up, and I just didn't. And I'm like, it's just a cover page. Like, I try not to... I know this is going to sound rich coming from me, but I try not to overanalyze every little detail in the cover pages. Like, there's a knife in a basket. That means that Nami's going to die. The knife is piercing the Mekon or something like that. It's just, I try not to look at it like that, but, like, I did notice the knife. I did, yeah. How much do you have left of Egghead? 10-ish chapters, maybe? Maybe, like, yeah, maybe somewhere from 10 to 15, maybe I could see it wrapping up. Maybe, yeah, something like that I'm okay with. Westmoreland County represent. I know where Westmoreland County is. Woo! Westmoreland County. Yeah. That knife probably doesn't mean anything. Well, now I know it does. All right. Let's see. Hancock's petrification is super effective against Saturn's regen. Oh, that would be a good one. But would Saturn have any feelings for Boa? Because Saturn is sort of like beyond a human at this point. Like, he's some kind of weird devil thing. So it's like, would he even have... Like, he views humans as insects. I could honestly imagine Boa or S-Snake. S-Snake is there. Boa or S-Snake using the love fruit, and, like, those kind of emotions, like, even on a baseline, are just non-existent in Saturn. Like, Boa could show up and use her love beam, and Saturn would be like, you are all ants to me. I view every single one of you as ants and nothing more. Like, I have no... There is no attachment to anything, okay? You are nothing to me, okay? I think it would probably be something like that. I don't think it would work. I ship Saturn and Boa. Oh, right, because the love beam doesn't work on Luffy. It also probably wouldn't work on Saturn. Eam is the same way. I don't think Boa could just show up and petrify Eam and just shatter him and call it a day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think Saturn would, yeah. I don't even think it's disgust. I don't think it's disgust. I don't think it's love. It's nothing. It's just, he views them as just, like, it's trivial. Like if you're walking down the street and you see, like, I don't know, a pill bug or something, like, or an ant, you know, like, unless you're an entomologist or you're somebody that really loves to study insects, most people are going to completely disregard it. It's not even going to be, like, disgust or interest. You're just going to see it and just be like, it doesn't even register to you. It's just like, oh, an ant. Okay. And then you're just going to keep going, not even acknowledging its existence, probably. It's kind of like that, I think. Yeah. Indifference. Yes. So that's what was going on with Sai. What's happening with Ideo? Ideo and Blue Gilly and Abdul and Jeet also are with their crew. So they tried to start a martial art alliance or something, and then that didn't work out, so they just decided to start a pirate crew. And so they're the Ideo pirates right now. Yeah. Yeah, they're the Ideo pirates. Their story was they show up on an island, and let me see if I can pull it up here for you. Let's see here. Yeah, so Devon should fight Yamato to remind her she's a beautiful one, plus they're both mythical zones. The thing with Yamato is I don't think Yamato clearly admires Odin. So Yamato aspires to be Odin. Odin was a man. So that's the situation with Yamato. Like, very rarely, like, because even it's referred to as like Kaido's son, that happens, and you know the pronoun thing doesn't work exactly like a 1-to-1. But the way I always looked at it, the way I always interpret this is Yamato would be the happiest if someone referred to him as Odin, right? Like that would make Yamato so gleeful, and like that's how, like, you're referring to me as Odin. Oh my god, thank you so much. So that's the reason I always typically use male pronouns for Yamato. That's the reason. Because I just think of like, okay, it's the same thing with anybody. It's like you go up to somebody that you just met and you ask like, which pronouns would you prefer? And you'd be like he, him, or he, she, her, and you just like use like, okay, I'm not gonna ask you why you want to use that. You told me, I'm just gonna use them, right? So that's how I've always interpreted it. There's some people that'll say like, well, it's not the same thing because Yamato just has an admiration for Odin. To me, it feels like it is the same thing in the sense of like, how do you want to be referred to as? And then Yamato, I'm pretty sure, would say, you can refer to me as Yamato, as Odin, or like he, him pronouns because Odin was a man. And I would be like, okay, that's how I'll refer to you as then, because that's what you're asking me. So that's the way I've always interpreted it. But anyway, back to, back to Ideo. So, they're sailing around, and they run into an island where there's a bunch of long arms and long legs, and they're beating the shit out of each other, right? This is like an ongoing, like, beef between their tribes that's been around for, like, thousands of years or whatever. Maybe this will tie back into the Void Century in some way. So they're beating the crap out of everybody. And then Ideo and Abdul and Jeet and Bluegilly are there. Now, Ideo is a member of the Long Arm tribe, and Bluegilly is a member of the Long Leg tribe. And at first you think they're gonna like debate and try to like, oh, they're gonna be the peacekeepers here. They're gonna be the ones to like unite or something like that. Like, hey guys, quit fighting. This is all silly, you know? Let's just all get along. And no, they just leave them behind. They show up. They're like, why are you guys beating the shit out of each other? What's going on here? And they're like, you know, oh, you know, it's like the long arm, long leg conflict. And I think they just rob them and leave. I think they just rob their shit and leave. Look at this. Look at that. They're just like, yeah, you guys deal with this bullshit on your own. We're out of here. And then they just steal their ship and get the fuck out. You know, it's just like, bye, guys. And so now they form the Ideo Pirates. I don't know if Ideo just changed his outfit or what. It might have just been an outfit change, but he had a red outfit in Dressrosa, and now he has like a dark green, like olive green outfit. So there you go. There you go. I don't got no time to deal with this Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee nonsense. It's just like, there you go. So, yeah, they're a pirate crew. Yay. The Ideo Pirates! Woo! Yep. So that was with Sai. No, that was with Ideo. So, Leo, we already know what happened with Leo. Leo formed the, are they just called the Tontata Pirates? They might just be the Tontata Pirates. But they went to Reverie and also attacked, Ideo. Yeah, I think Ideo is probably more that. It's one of those things where I've always ended up saying Ideo. I think if you look at the Japanese, like, because I's are E's, like the I in Japanese is like the E sound in English. So it should be Ideo. Yeah. So, yeah, Leo, I don't know what's up with him and the other Tontatas. They might be hanging out with Sai right now. Like, Leo and Sai just ditched Reverie and got the hell out of there. Yeah. So, Hajrudin's cover story isn't really, like, we know that he was part of Buggy's delivery, and then they left. There's like, okay, we're part of the Grand Fleet now, we're leaving, and so they left. But, his cover story was just introducing the new Giant Warrior pirates. That wasn't really, it wasn't like, it didn't really show them doing anything in particular, like going somewhere. Or fighting anybody. It was just, here's the new Giant Warrior pirates. This is Hajrudin, who's the captain. This is Road, who is the navigator. Goldberg, who's the cook. Stanson, who's the giant that we saw at Sabaody that the Straw Hats rescued from the auction house. He's the shipwright. He also has an epic beard now. And then there's Girth, or Gerd, who was the giant that Big Mom befriended when she was on Elbaf. So let me actually see if I have... Because they actually did show them in the anime, which I was very happy about. They did show the new Giant Warrior pirates in the anime. Let's see. What video was that from? I think that was from... Yeah, this is Stanson. That's the giant from Sabaody. Which I'm glad that Oda tied him back in. Because it's like, you just like such a like, a random character that you probably don't even remember, but it's like, nope, yeah, he has relevance. At least he's on a pirate crew, right? You also see him in the Elbaf flashback. He is there too as well. Where's my giant video? There it is. Yeah, here they are. Here they are. So yeah, the new Giant Warrior Pirates. We heard you say girth, Tekking. Yeah, I think it might be pronounced. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Because I think the way it was pronounced is girth. Which you think of girth as like, you know, like fat. But no, like I think her name is actually... Hold on. Gurzu. Like you could definitely fuck up the pronunciation of that. Like it's... So the way it's written in English is Gerd, so Gerd, but the way that you would say it, because of the way it's like romanized, is like Gurzu or Gurazu. So you can see girth was, I remember the initial translations were that, and that's probably what messed it up. But anyway, new Giant Warrior Pirates. She's the doctor, by the way. And then we just have Orlumbus, I think, right? Orlumbus! And Orlumbus is honestly the one that it might be the most relevant, because he literally has a fleet of 56 ships. So, yeah, he's kind of a big deal. Okay, so the idea with Orlumbus was that he kind of was a pirate, but he was part of the Yonta Maria fleet, which is he was an explorer fleet for the Standing Kingdom. Right, and so he was part of the Standing Kingdom, and he would go out and be like their fleet that like I think protected the island, but also explored shit as well. So he was kind of like in between pirate and adventurer. I don't even know if he actually was officially a pirate. I mean, he's officially a pirate now. Yeah, it is a former adventurer who is the admiral of the Yonta Maria Grand Fleet of the Standing Kingdom. So he basically was like, he was kind of already sort of a pirate because, you know, the kind of stuff he did. But no, he's definitely a pirate now. So Orlumbus lives a very methodical lifestyle, and he has a vice captain named Columbus. Yeah, who's like a little girl that's like the one that like organizes everything on the ship. Like, hey, clean that up, move that over there, I'm gonna bop you. You know, it's like that kind of stuff. And that's his vice captain. And then Orlumbus, the last time we saw him, he was his was actually a pretty long cover. I think his was the longest out of all of them. And he... Okay. I remember this. This is great. So he wakes up one day. He's like, I am no longer a member of the Standing Kingdom. He hands in a letter of resignation. Okay, he hands in a letter of resignation to the king of the country, like, I'm just not going to be your navy anymore. Here you go. I'm quitting. And then the king is like, what the hell? And so Columbus leaves, and he's like, I will be a pirate now. So he takes out, like, a notepad, right? He takes out, like, a notepad and a pen, and he's just like, all right, I will now write down my pirating plans. Let's see. And then so he goes and attacks a bunch of ships, and it turns out the ships, like, or he attacks a country, I think. And he's like, this is our first pirate act. We shall attack this town and pillage. So he does that. But the town was, like, really poor and impoverished, and he felt bad. And I think he left them food. Yeah, we gave them supplies, and then he left. So Columbus is still trying, Orlumbus is still trying to figure out the whole pirate thing, you know? He's just like, we will be pirates now. What do pirates do? We attack and we pillage. Let's pillage. We attack. It's like, oh, it's sad here. All right, well, here's some food. All right, onward to the next adventure. And then he leaves. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so he's trying. He's trying his best, you know? He's trying his best. Yeah, behind every towering man is a hyper-aggressive small woman. I know of a few relationships that are like that, so yeah. Yeah. And his Jolly Roger is a broken egg. Yeah, because Yonta Maria, it's a pun. Hold on a minute. I'll tell you the pun in a second here. Orlumbus's story. Yeah, it's a reference to the egg of Columbus. The egg of Columbus. The expression is it's an apocryphal story dating from the. Oh God, are we gonna have a shitty Columbus story? Those are always horrible. Having been told that a new trade route was inevitable, challenges critics to make an egg stand on its tip. After the challengers gave up, Columbus does it himself by tapping the egg to flatten its tip. Okay, that might be referring to. All right, so. Everybody knew the Earth was round by the time Columbus, like, they'd figured out the Earth was round about like 200 BC, you know, like Eratosthenes figured that shit out, like, you know, 1500 years before Columbus. Columbus thought that the Earth was not shaped like a sphere, though. Okay, they knew the Earth wasn't flat. Let's put it that way. They didn't know the exact shape of it, or at least Columbus thought that maybe the upper part of the planet is thinner than the top part. I haven't ever heard this compared to an egg. I've heard it compared to a pear before, like the shape of a pear. So Columbus basically thought, like, I can get this done really quick because the top part of the world is more thin than the bottom part of the world, right? So he was trying to sell King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, like, I could get to the other side of the world really fast with my route, and then I could get a bunch of spices and then make you guys a bunch of money. And then they're like, okay, it took them like 10 years to finally get them to be like, fine, sure, here's the money, here's your ships, go, do it. Right? I guess that's the, yeah. That's the maybe the reference to the egg thing. But it's an apocryphal story, so it didn't happen. Yeah, the Earth was a burrito the whole time! Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Earth was a burrito. The black whale is coming to Egghead. That's the new continent. That's the ultimate. That's the best crossover in anime history. It is the Hunter x Hunter One Piece combo. Earth is a donut. Yeah, has anybody thought of that? This flat Earth nonsense is ridiculous. But what about a donut? All right. Hey, Teching, what's up? Not much. Just talking about last chapter. So, that's what's up with the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. And, I think they could all, I mean, like, they don't, I guess they have means to communicate with one another. I mean, they all have Den Den Mushi. I know, like, they don't really get along together sometimes. Like, not Columbus. I'm just thinking about Christopher Columbus now. But Bartolomeo and Cavendish don't really like to interact with one another. So maybe every once in a while, like, is like, hey, dumbass, Luffy needs help. We gotta go save him. It's like, don't talk to me, please. And just like Cavendish just hangs up on him. Compared to other evil empires in fiction, how good in terms of writing and villainy is the world government? World government might be one of the best examples of this trope, and we're just starting to fully know them. That's a thing. Like, we're just starting now to... I think the build-up to the world government is really integral to this, because when the One Piece story started, like, Oda doesn't throw a shitload of world building at us at once. Okay? And this is why, like, the medium of manga has an advantage here, because if you're doing, like, a trilogy, like the Mistborn trilogy, right? Like Brandon Sanderson, right? If you're doing Mistborn, you kind of have to establish as much as possible, like, early. You can establish stuff later, but you only have 3 books to make it work, so you gotta have to keep moving, okay? With One Piece, it's a little bit better, because One Piece, you know, you can have this series go on for like 1,000 chapters in like 25 years, and you could build up slowly to it. So, like, the world government is not super relevant at the beginning of the story. When Luffy is leaving Fuchsia, it's like we're learning about how big the world is as Luffy is. Like, as Luffy becomes more of a pirate and rises through the ranks and gains more, you know, infamy and gets a higher bounty, then the Marines are going to start paying more attention to him. Then the world government's going to start paying more attention to him, okay? And we learn about this as we go. But I really should... I mean, I did a video about the world government years ago. Like it was one of the first discussion videos I did on One Piece back in like 2017, I think. But yeah, I should do a video on that, like, because a lot of times, like for example, in Mistborn, it's the Lord Ruler. And the Lord Ruler is just like, I'm an immortal despot. Now, there's more to his character than that from the other books. I'm not going to go way into it. But he is basically set up as just like, I am an evil ruler. The world government's like, the structure of the world government is not a bad thing. The Tenryubito are the problem, okay? So the way that Oda makes that distinction, like Dragon is not trying to destroy the world government, because that's going to cause, like, anarchy if he does that. But we got to get rid of the Tenryubito. That's the main goal. Yeah. How do the Revs know that Kuma's at Egghead? Yeah, I don't know if they do know that. I don't think they do. Like, there was even a scene where Dragon was talking to Ivankov, and they were hypositing where he would go, but they just didn't know. Ivankov thought, like, well, if I was him, I would go to Marijwa. And Dragon's like, yes, but maybe not. They might have an idea he's going to Egghead, but they don't know for certain. They do not know. They do not know. Are you going to do a Fallout New Vegas stream? I've never played Fallout New Vegas. I've never played any of the Fallout games, actually. What's my desktop wallpaper? It's a sexy picture of Koala and Bello Betty. It's like, well, there he is. Yeah. Dragon is still in Kamabaka. Yeah, that's what I mean. Now, Dragon has maybe a mythical zone or a Paramecia or a Logia. If you want to say Dragon could, like, get on the winds of the winds of the world and travel to Egghead, I could believe that, but I don't think he could take the entire army. Yeah. Can't believe you need to see it. Nah, I'm good. Is there any other kind of picture of Bello Betty? I mean, she does just go around wearing just a jacket. No bra, no nothing, just a jacket with a lot of double-sided tape. You know, that's all it is. What do you think about the theory that Devon and Luffy captured Robin and Devon? I don't think Devon is impersonating Robin. I don't think we're getting to that level yet. You know what I mean? Like, maybe later on we'll get to that, but like, I could see, like, final battle moment, like, you know, Devon impersonates Robin and tries to, like, attack Nami, and then Devon and Nami fight or something like that. I could see that, but, like, maybe not yet. I think there's other contenders that maybe make more sense, like Doll, for instance. Yeah. How did Luffy move to the food machine? All right, like, part of me wants to just say he rolled there, you know, like, he just rolled there. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, maybe somebody helped him along. Like, because they said he just disappeared. Does that mean he actually vanished? Like, he literally vanished? I guess it is a little weird, because he was stuffing food in his face. The Marines go over to capture him, and then he just is gone. So maybe Caribou sucked him in and then spit him out. Maybe, I'm trying to think of somebody else that could have, like, grabbed him and moved him really quick, if it wasn't Kizaru. It could have been Lafitte if like, for whatever reason the Blackbeard pirates are like, we need the Straw Hat Kid to live. Like maybe that was the order or something. Like, yeah, the Straw Hat Kid needs to live. We need to have him around for something, you know? He does also say he can't move. Well, I mean, he was on the ground rolling around. He could at least do that much. He can roll around on the ground and shove food in his mouth, right? Somebody also had to be giving him the food. That's the thing. Like, not only did Luffy end up at the vending machine, somebody was taking out food and giving it to him and then moved around. So, yeah. Could have been Kaku. Kaku's still pretty banged up. He was in the stratum. I don't know if he could get down there. Yeah. Right now, his belly is full. So, he's like, I'm stuffed. I can't eat another bite. But he'll be fine. He's Luffy. He digests it quick. Leo gave him the food. I would be crazy if it was the Tontatas. If it was, that would be funny. Stussy could have done it. We haven't seen Stussy in a while. I don't think we saw Stussy in the last step. No, it's been a while since we've seen Stussy. Yeah, we could go back into Tank Man full version and see if that does anything. Yeah, but with Caribou being a Logia, I can get like Caribou could sneak into like the pipes or the vents and like ooze his way out of the lab sphere. I think there's ways for Caribou to, you know, skulk his way out of the labo phase, given the fact he's made of mud, you know. I feel like he could just find a toilet somewhere and just, you know, just like squirm his way down the pee trap and out of the labo phase, you know. Yeah. Didn't Stussy get killed by Luci? No. No. She didn't get killed by Luci. That's right. Stussy protected Vega Punk with her body against Luci. Luci. That is true. I forgot about that. It's been a while. I mean, I don't think that's going to kill her or anything. She's not going to die. But yeah. Luci's an asshole. Come on, Luci. Why do you got to be such a dick? Come on. That's like a lot of times when, like, if I was in the One Piece world, I feel like that's my reaction to things. Like, I would just go over to Luci and be like, Luci, come on, why are you being such a dick? Like, come on. The government doesn't give a shit about you. The Marines don't give a shit about you. They'll kill you and just, why do you got to do this? Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Quit being, think outside the box a little bit. Do something with your life and try not to be an asshole. Like, there you go. Like, that would be my take to Luci. I mean, like, come on, buddy. Why, though? Come on. Like, what do you get out of it anymore? It's like, dude. Kaku is reasonable. Kaku is a reasonable individual. He's like, fuck this. I'm done. This is bullshit. Yeah, Luci stabbed Stussy in the stomach. Yeah, she's probably fine. He kills you before you even get that out. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna do a Tekking acting like Naruto. Yeah, I guess the talk no jutsu is a thing. Yeah. No, because Naruto tried to do it in this weird kind of just like, is like, that's my ninja way. I'm just gonna be literally like, are you happy being a dick? Because right now you're being a grade A dick. You're just going around and just stabbing people. It's like, what do you get out of it, you know? Be like, I like stabbing people. It's like, all right, okay, you know what? Fine. If that's a reason, if it's a separate reason from the world government and the Marines, go ahead, stab away, and then I'm dead. All right, there it is. Luci's just like, I like doing it. It's just, I'm good at it, man. It makes me happy. It's like, all right, that's fair enough, I guess. Yeah. Crazy that we could get Shanks versus Teach later this year. I mean, don't hold your breath for that, but we could. It maybe. How good are Devon's transformations? Pretty damn good. We don't know exactly. I mean, she might be able to even copy like memories. We just don't know. I think it's like just the upgraded version of The not the Mera, the upgraded version of the Mane Mane no Mi. Yeah. Gaimon is headed for Egghead. So yeah, we got... I mean, Blackbeard is already at Egghead, so, like, saying it's Blackbeard is kind of redundant, but it could be actually Blackbeard, who knows. But I feel like Blackbeard would be heading back to Hachinosu, so it's probably not him. Could be Shanks, could be Cross-Skilled, could be... We talked about the German Double Six or Neomads, and then we talked about the Grand Fleet. So we got, like, 4 contenders here, plus Blackbeard's already kind of involved. Yeah. Stella used the Spirit Bomb. Oh, yeah, we also still have the Iron Giant, which Luffy might get back up, go back into Gear 5th, and then the Iron Giant might start moving around and dancing or something. We'll see how that goes. I don't think Morgan's was the one that sunk the Marine ship, unless it turns out Morgan's giant tea kettle has like a laser cannon attached to it. That'd be really cool. Begin bombardment, my journalists. Blackbeard will steal Kizaru's fruit. Been watching you for years. Dude, that would be wild. Sanji X Nami forever. Yes, indeed. Sanji X Nami forever, yes. Shanks' hot sister is on her way to Egghead right now. I actually have seen that certain people think that it is a member of the Gods Knights. Like, the Gods Knights are getting mobilized here now. I have no idea how Oda creates a chapter. I feel like, although I will say this, since Oda's been doing this for so long, it's probably one of the, like with me, whenever I do a review or a video, like, I've done so many of these, it just becomes a thing that's just second nature. It's just like, I'm going to do a video today about what? The Grand Fleet. All right. And then I sit down and make a video about the Grand Fleet, and then I edit it, and then I put it up, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I do things. So it's probably something very similar to him, to Oda, where Oda's like, got to do a chapter. All right. There's the chapter. Done. Submit it. There it is. Palworld is coming to Egghead. I've still not played Palworld. Do you script your videos? I do not. No. I will get to the super chats. I can get to them right now, actually, with the magic of this setting. Let's see. Let's go back a bit here. I think it does save everything from this one stream, so that's convenient. Thank you. Maybe it's Neomads accidentally save Vega Punk, so we talked about that. I think the Ancient Robot will stop the Buster Call, and Luffy and Sanji will take on Saturn and Kizaru. I want to see Kizaru fight Sanji. I don't know about Saturn. I just want to see Kizaru and Sanji go at it for a little while. Luffy could have Saturn, sure. Baldur's Gate 3 will be on Sunday or Monday. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it that day. You know, if it's going to be like 7 or 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I'm just not sure when I'm going to. It's just whenever I feel like streaming it. Do you think Kuma could use his paws to send the Sunny away? I'm pretty sure he could, or somebody else could get it. So we talked about the Grand Fleet. Want to help get revenge and help. Oh yeah, Pudding is still captive by the Blackbeard pirates. Pudding is with Blackbeard's like main fleet, like main force that attacked Law at Winter Island. So if they're heading back to Hachinosu, Pudding's probably going to be at Hachinosu, so just put that in the back of your mind. That's just a thing. And Pudding can maybe read poneglyphs, or has the potential to read poneglyphs. Objects fusing with devil fruits. Yeah, we talked about that. We will eventually. Vega Punk will survive the end of Egghead. I don't know if Vega Punk, all of the Vega Punks will. Well, we know Shaka and Pythagoras are dead, basically. York is a traitor. But I can see, what if York gets left behind? So York ends up working for the government, and the other Vega Punks end up working with the Straw Hats. So it's like they're split. Like they have a Vega Punk on both sides. That would actually be really interesting. So neither side has like a major advantage. Let's see. Proxy used hockey. Oh, I think you meant Foxy, not the Proxy Pirates. We will send those other pirates to do our fighting. It's just like, no, the Foxy Pirates. Maybe they used hockey. Maybe so. I don't think it's Big Mom, and I don't think it's Katakuri. I think they're still mopping up the damage after the events of Totland and then Blackbeard attacking. So they're probably not leaving Totland yet. Neomads, we talked about them. What do you think happened to Robin that left her uninjured? Oh, that her injured, probably fighting against the Seraphim for longer. Like she was probably, a lot of them attacked her at once, and she had to like hold them off, and it was pretty rough, but she was able to do it until reinforcements arrived. I don't know if we'll ever see. I think we're going to see Zoro and Luci's conclusion, which is basically going to be Jinbei's going to show up and be like, stop fighting. And then, like, that's going to be it. Like, I think that's going to be the conclusion to that fight. And I think Zoro would have had the upper hand there. It would be awesome if Vegapunk gave the Thousand Sunny the Paw fruit if Kuma dies. It could work like a more powerful Kude burst. Sunny is a lion. I want Vivi to have it, but the ship getting a devil fruit? Dude, how would that work? I guess the ship would float. But here's the thing. Humans are able to float when there's, like, you know, air in your lungs, right? But if you have a devil fruit, even if you, like, inhale, get a bunch of air, and then try to do, like, just try to lay on the back in the water, you fall in. You go right down to the bottom. You sink. All right? You cannot float on the water. The ocean wants to kill you. So I think it might be something similar with a boat. All right? I don't think you should give a ship a devil fruit. I don't think that's a good idea. Big Mom's ship doesn't count. It's a homie. It's a byproduct of a devil fruit, not a devil fruit user. There's a difference. It's the same reason why Sparrow can make, like, the candy slugs and they can go on the water. Same deal. Let's see. Devon's transformations are pretty good. We just don't know the fullest extent. Do you feel, oh yeah, the Bonnie, that gets brought up like every stream now. It's like, dude, it happened like, what was that, back in 2017? I had no way of knowing. I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, the video's been out for fucking 7 years. It's like, yes, that happened. It's just like, well, shit. Well, is what it is. Don't you just love when stories, yeah, the dual main antagonist thing, yeah, we talked about that. And also the comment about the world government as well. That's a good one. I might want to do a sequel video to that world government video just because of that, because it is a really interesting dynamic that Oda's been setting them up as. I could see Oda doing a surprise, and we see in a cover story Shanks parting with the Bartolomeo Club and Bartolomeo in a cage. I don't know if it's going to be a whole cover story, but I think that is going to be touched upon at some point. Let's see. The knife on the cover page, I talked about that. I don't really think it's anything major, but I did notice it. Yeah, I could see like 10, 15 chapters of Egghead or so. You made a video saying you saying Naruto is stronger than Ichigo. I'm angry with you for the past 6 years because you made a video saying that Naruto is stronger than Ichigo. Yeah, I did make that video a while back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he probably is. Compared to other evil empires. No, he's not! This is like, compared to other evil empires, that's the world government video. I'm not showing you the sexy koala Bello Betty picture. Crazy that Shanks could teach. Okay, I think I got all these. I think I answered all these ones now. I think I'm all caught up. And I don't think Vega Punk is going to make it. Punk Records is literally Vega Punk's brain. That's not going to leave Egghead. It's going to get destroyed. I don't know if, like, yeah, but I don't know if, because it's basically like a copy. I don't know if it's a thing where, like, if Punk Records is blown up, then Vega Punk just becomes brain dead. Like, I don't know if that would happen that way. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't be the case, because that would be like, wow, that would suck if, like, we escaped Egghead. They blow up Punk Records and Vega Punk, and all the satellites just die instantly. It's like, I don't think that's going to be the thing. Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what happened to your dad? He was literally at my house like 2 hours ago. Him and his girlfriend came up today to pick up some carpeting, because I got a new carpet for my game room that looks really nice. And I had some old carpets I didn't need anymore. And I told my dad, and my dad and him and his girlfriend live together. And I was like, if you guys want these like area rugs, you can have them. And he came up, and I gave him the area rugs. And we talked for a bit, and I gave him some chili, because I made chili a couple nights ago. So I gave him some chili, and then he left. There you go. Isn't Ichigo literally a ghost? Yeah, Naruto can attack ghosts, though. Like, that's canon. The satellites would shut down, though. They're connected to it. Would they? I don't know. I don't know the rules here. All right? I don't know. He stopped before he got to my question. What do you mean? Hold on. I'll go back and look. Me call. I was like, I don't see, unless you meant like a comment in the actual normal stream, Because in which case I might have just missed it. Yeah, I think it was in the regular chat. Let's see. I don't see it. Sorry. You'd send it again. Can it be Teach or Shanks maybe who came to Egghead? Yeah, I mean, like, we went over that already. Like, the idea that it could be... Blackbeard's already on the island. Like, the Blackbeard ship is already on the island. It's probably Luffy and Devon. It could be Blackbeard himself coming back to the island because he's, like, leaving. But I feel like he would go straight to Hachinosu given what happened with, like, Garp and everything. Yeah. Maybe Caribou will engulf Punk Records. You know what? You know what? That's actually not a stupid idea. Holy shit. That's actually, my God, that is actually super fucking clever. Rubber Duck. Caribou, by his own admission, has like an infinite pocket dimension for him to store shit in. Like, that's his power, to store shit in his swamp. He could engulf all of Punk Records, and he could keep it. And then the Strats could grab him, and then Caribou's useful all of a sudden. We need to keep you. That's actually not a bad idea. I actually really like that idea. Okay. He just stores all of Punk Records. That could happen. There's no reason why it couldn't. Caribou domain expansion. Yeah, kinda. I want to see that now. That'll be where Caribou comes into play in this arc. Does the brainwave thing still work? Okay, all right, if we're going to go with that idea, like Caribou's going to absorb Punk Records, I don't think him absorbing it will be enough to be like, connection lost, and then they die, you know? Like, I don't think that'll be the thing. Like, as long as it exists, it'll be fine. Yeah. Also, like, the thing with Punk Records is it's not like a constant Wi-Fi connection. I didn't get that impression. It's like once a day they like sync up and like link up with Punk Records and upload all their information together once a day. So it's like a stationary thing that refreshes. It's not like a constant connection between all of the Vega Punks. Because if that was the case, if they knew everything that all the other ones knew at the exact same time at all times, then they would know about York. They would know everything. They'd be like the Six Paths of Pain. They'd be like Lilith could look over there and then Atlas could see what Lilith is looking at. Like, that would be cool if they could do that, but that's not the way it works. Yeah. I don't know about Gojo because I am not up to that point in Jujutsu Kaisen because I'm still on season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, York didn't... Yeah, York chose not to upload the secret stuff, but that's what I mean. Like, if it was a constant connection, no matter what, like, it wasn't like they have to choose to upload. It's just constant Wi-Fi connection all day, every second. They would know about what all they're doing, but that's never how it was designed. That's not how it was built. Yeah. Yes. Nah, I'd win. Gojo's basically Chuck Norris. Oh, I know about Gojo. I know Gojo's a badass. Yeah. Gojo died. I also know that. Yeah. Because internet. Yeah. Have you seen it since your dishwasher was exploded? Yes, I've watched it since then. Yes. I'm on the, last time I watched it, it was at the beginning of the sister school tournament thing. I watched like the first episode of that. So I'm ways away. I'm like on volume 3 or 4. I'm still a ways off. Don't you think the vessel that escaped Egghead that Saturn talked about? The vessel that escaped Egghead. Oh. Wait, I'm confused here. Don't you think the vessel that escaped Egghead that Saturn talked about and the one that destroyed the marine ship? Oh, like the vessel? No, because that would be the lamest answer to the fucking solution. Like that would be a lame answer. Like, oh, the evacuees from Egghead, they fought back and sunk a marine ship. That's it. That's all it was. And I'm like, no. And also, the Marines are saying they're headed to Egghead, so there's another force that's heading there. No, that would be lame. I'm not even saying that's impossible. Like, they're on a future ship from Egghead, and they're escaping, and they're like, they might have a way to fight back, sure. It's just that would be lame. It would be like a bunch of the nameless scientists on Egghead sunk a marine ship. Like, as far as, like, that was the cliffhanger of the chapter. Like, the cliffhanger is not fun. Yeah. If that would be the conclusion. Yeah. Sanji's siblings. Sanji's siblings have emotions. They don't lack all emotions. It's just that Judge, like, through chemicals and, like, psychological conditioning, tried to remove all of the emotions he deemed as trivial or useless or detrimental, which were just, you know, in term of, like, positive emotions, like grief, or I guess, okay, grief is not really a positive, but you understand, like, that's weak emotions. Judge's idea was to remove the weak emotions. So, like, they definitely have emotions because they were laughing at Sanji whenever he was suffering, but they're twisted emotions. Yeah. Yeah, it might be Neomads. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the stream if you're just getting here, but yeah, we already talked about that. Is anger necessary? Here's the thing. They exhibited anger a bit, but like when they were all attacked by Big Mom's crew and they were about to die, they didn't even really care. They didn't have any own like fear for their own lives. They were just like, well, they got us. That's just how it goes. I guess we're gonna die. And then Judge was there like, oh my God, my children, they have no sense of fear. I'm the one that removed this from them. No empathy or sympathy. Yeah, they removed that, definitely. Do more Vinland Saga stuff. Oh, shit, that reminds me. Is the new Vinland Saga chapter up? Oh, because that's awesome. I could read that today. I'll read that after this is over with my coffee. Captain Useless Kid. Yeah, it's out. Cool. I will read that afterwards. Nice. Bro just ignored a super chat. I have the super chats. It's okay. It'd be cool if you made a video about all the incidents in the One Piece world. That would be a big video. That would be a big video. Although, well, maybe not. Depends on what you mean by incidents. You know what I mean? All the big, like, maybe make a video on, like, all of these events shaped the way the One Piece world is right now. I could do that. That might not be too bad. Yeah. Surprisingly, no self-preservation. Yeah, oddly enough. Then again, it was very, like, experimental kind of shit that Judge was doing on his kids. You know? He was just kind of, like, throwing a bunch of... Like, Sola, eat a bunch of these drugs and see what happens. That was basically it. Did you watch Monsters? I did, yes. I liked it, yeah. It was fun. The ending I liked the most when they did the parallel between Ryuma. I wish there was a little bit more reference to Wano, but it was really nice seeing it animated in that style. The different animation style was unique. Will the bubble gun work on Saturn? I'm going to go off on a limb here and say most of the obvious things that you're thinking to defeat Saturn probably won't work. Like, just using Boa's love fruit to petrify him and shatter him, that probably won't work. Shooting him with a bubble gun probably won't work. It's going to be something probably involving, like, Didn't Yonji show perversion? Yeah, I guess that was what they all did. They all did. I think Ichiji did too. Ichiji, I think, turned his head so you couldn't see it, but I'm pretty sure it was Niji and Yonji were definitely like they saw Nami and they were like, "Awooga," you know. And I think like Ichiji didn't want to see him like doing the expression, so he looked away. But yeah, he did too. So they definitely have a libido, if nothing else. They have a sex drive, I suppose. Yeah. You're the best around. No one's going to ever take you down. Yeah. Anyone ever play Palworld? I haven't played it. I was talking about it with my friends last night, though. Not sure how long it's going to last because Nintendo is going to be rolling out those lawsuits. I feel like that's going to be a thing pretty soon. I was also looking at some of the designs, like back to back. Like, here's a Pokemon, here's a Pal, and it's like, wow, that's really, really similar. I'm like, all right, there's probably a lawsuit here. Like, yeah, so we'll see if that could do it. Yeah. If Nintendo could sue, they would have by now. Not necessarily. I have no idea how it'll go. Yeah, that part of doing, you got to understand, like, once, and I don't understand a lot of it, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I would feel like once you start getting into the higher echelons of, like, this is a giant multi-billion-dollar fucking company, is Nintendo, they're not just gonna do something and, like, maybe they might have sent out a cease and desist, you know, they might have done, like, cease and desist, stop doing this, or they're gonna, like, okay, they're just going to wait. We're going to gather a mountain of fucking evidence, and then there might be a court case. That might be the thing that's probably going to happen. Nintendo, you know, so assemble the lawyers, dun-dun-dun, 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 and all the crack team of like 100 Nintendo lawyers show up. What do you think the awakening of Boas is? She might already have an awakening because she can kind of turn anything into stone. She can even turn inanimate objects into stone. Yeah. Caribou looks like the sketch Oda made of Mr. 10. He does. He does. It might have been a reused thing. Might have been a reused thing. Oh, wait. The sketch of Mr. 10. Yeah. Yeah, that is not wrong. I think Randy Troy brought that up to me once. Randy or Parr brought that up to me one time. And I was like, holy shit. It might just be a thing of like a reused thing. Or it could turn out that Caribou was actually Mr. 10 the whole time. And then after Baroque Works fell apart, he ate a devil fruit, became his own pirate, and then ended up 2 years later became one of the supernovas. Maybe. Kind of hypocritical seeing as, okay, you're assuming that Nintendo gives a shit about being hypocritical. A large multi-billion company gives a shit. Well, guys, come on. We can't take them to court. I mean, we'd be hypocrites. I'm like, oh, right. You're right. Dude, I wish that's the way. Wait, companies have morals? I would wish that would be a thing. That would be amazing. Hey, guys, should we take these guys to court? Nah, it just wouldn't be right. Okay, that's good. Yeah, you're right. Let's just not. Dude, I wish that's the way shit worked in life. Yeah, no, yeah. There's a game called Monster Legends that literally stole the design of Zapdos. Yeah. Of course they have morals, just questionable ones. All right, yeah, there it is. Yeah, popularity, I think, also has a big deal with it. Because I think Palworld's been around for a while. Like, I think it's been around longer than just recently. I don't know. Maybe, let me know if it is. I don't know shit about it. But I feel like bigger companies probably don't give a shit about something until it becomes really popular and it starts making decent money. And it's just like, okay, now we have to... Now you're on our radar because of what this is happening. So now this is going down, right? But, I don't know. We were just, me and my friends were hanging out talking about it last night, and we all kind of were like, yeah, this is probably going to result in some kind of like court case. Now they might win, you know, like the Palworld, you know, they might win, they might lose. I'm not sure, but we were thinking that probably might happen. It might not happen at all, but that's what we were talking about. What has been my favorite video game in the last 5 years? I mean, like, I played the shit out of Breath of the Wild when that came out. That was just over 5 years ago, or yeah, just under 5 years ago. No shit, 2017. Wow. Wow, that I'm so blown away by how much time passes. Yeah, Breath of the Wild came out in April of like or March or April of 2017. So that's over 5 years ago now. I guess I'll just go Baldur's Gate then. Yeah. Do do do. Do do do. Regardless, it falls under fair use. Well, here's the thing. And as a YouTuber that talks about manga and anime, I could attest to this. So in Japan, fair use isn't really a thing. So that leads to a lot of legal issues, and it always has. I remember back in the early days of YouTube. So like early YouTube, like we're talking 2006, 2007 early YouTube, right? When people were just starting to like play video games on YouTube as like Let's Plays and stuff. Like live streaming wasn't on YouTube yet. It was just like upload video game footage. There's some video game companies didn't care and you could just play whatever. But then other video game companies, I think Nintendo was one of them, where like even like if you put up like, oh, I'm gonna play Pokemon on my channel, and like, no, you can't. We'll block it because you're not allowed to use this. Like that happened. I remember in the early days of YouTube. Do you know YouTube's been almost around for 20 fucking years now? So when I say early days of YouTube, I mean like 18, 19 years ago. That is a while ago. Things are old. I'm old. But yeah, so it was a while for like a long time there in the early days. Like, like if someone's like, I'm going to play Pokemon Emerald on YouTube in 2006, like their shit would get taken down because it's like, no, you can't. You're not allowed to do it. So, yeah. That is insane. I know, right? I remember, are people in the chat are like literally surprised by this? Wait a minute. What? Guys, YouTube was launched in February of 2005. 2005. It's almost 20 years old. It's 19 years old next month. Okay? Yeah. I know, right? I'm not even an OG. I'm not an original. I would say maybe like, okay, if we're going to do like eras of YouTube, I like to think like the first year was like just like proto YouTube because nobody knew about it. It's not like YouTube was launched and then was instantly like, now everybody's going to make videos, right? People didn't even know what the hell to do with it. It's like, hey, there's this website that lets you upload videos. I'm like, all right, like what kind of videos? Like anything you want. It's like, all right, like my family photo, like here's our family vacation in like Bali or whatever. Here you go. That was early YouTube. Nobody knew what to do with it yet. But slowly but surely, people was like, hey, wait a minute, I can make a show. I could do a movie review show or a video game review show, or I could just talk about my life. You know what I mean? I can make it entertaining, and then I could do comedy or show people how to fix a car or something. And then so I would say the first year of YouTube was like proto YouTube, and then like 2006 to 2009 was like first era YouTube. And then I came in around 2009. So I'm going to say I was second era YouTube. I was second. All right? But I wasn't here at the very beginning. No. Yeah. But no, yeah, you know what's crazy? Let me pull it up on the Wayback Machine. Wayback Machine. Internet Archive. Whoa, hold on. There we go. Are you growing a mustache? Everybody always asks that. Nope, I'm sure not. I shave every day. This is just what grows in. All right, let me see what we got here. YouTube. Wow, we don't even have a way back of YouTube from when it first... Oh, no, 2005. Here we go. This is the first one, I think. I'll try to find a snapshot that works here. Here's one. This is from May 7th. If it loads. Load. These are really old snapshots of YouTube. Why are they loading? Come on. Let me try this. Hey, give it a second. There's no way Tekken could grow a beard. I can tell you there's a couple of spotty places where it doesn't grow in too well. But here I could, definitely. Here I could, definitely. But there's like little spotty areas like right here. Okay, there it is. It just takes a while to load. All right. Well, if that's the case, hold on a minute. Let me try to get one of the earliest snapshots of YouTube here. Show you what the website looked like back in the Pleistocene era, back in the Cambrian period, what YouTube looked like. Oh God. This is even before my time. There's one version I want to show you. Very early YouTube. I'm going to see if I can find it. This is one of the very first versions. This is in May of 2005. So YouTube was literally only like 3 months old. And this is what it was. There you go. There's YouTube. There's your YouTube. There's your YouTubes, kids. There you go. But there's another version I want to see if I can find. Because YouTube at one point was actually like a dating site. Or like part of it was a dating site. Because there's one version that literally says like I'm a man looking for a woman, or I'm a woman looking for a man, or a man looking for a man. You know, there was like one of those little settings at the top of the thing, so you could actually set that in. That did exist in one of its earliest iterations, but I can't find it. Let me show you. Tekken, stop making me feel old. Never. 2015 was 9 years ago. Whoa. 9 years. YouTube dating? Yeah. Let me show you what the platform looked like when I first started my channel in May of 2009. That is when I started the YouTube channel. If it will load. Okay, 2009, May 30th. Give it a second to boot up. 2015 was right in the middle of the prank era. Yeah, you're right. Oh, wow, this takes me back. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, holy shit, man. Holy shit, dude. Look at this. This is, yeah. This is great. All right, this is YouTube in 2009. This was like a day after I started the channel. Look at that. Look at that. YouTube, broadcast yourself. That was their original tagline. I think they took it down after they didn't want people broadcasting themselves. But we have a bunch of videos on swine flu. That was pretty big. I remember being in high school when that was going on, and like we had to go around school, and like we weren't allowed to touch like doorknobs. Like the teachers left all the doors open so we could just walk into the classrooms without touching any doors. And I remember like at one point like a good chunk of students were out of school because of swine flu. I never got it, but I know a couple people that did. We have XXE Phil down there. XXE Phil making a video. I remember him. A bunch of videos on the CDC. Yeah. But yeah, I remember the golden upload button. Look on the top right of the screen. You got that golden upload button up there. That was fun. Yeah. UN talking about swine flu. Bush on all of his various war crimes. Yeah, so this was 2009. This was 2009. I had just turned 16. And I was ready to make an impact on the world. Oh my God. And the Obama memes. Yeah, this was right after Obama became president. Like this was literally right after. Yeah, like the inauguration would have been in January. So it was like 3 months into his presidency. Oh my God. Broadcast yourself now sounds like a tagline for a different kind of website. No, I agree with you. You were 16 in 2009. Yes. I was born in 93. Yes. I am going to be 31 this year. Yeah. All right, then. Well, anyway, I think we're good here. We're about an hour and a half into this. We did talk about the chapter. We talked mainly. I mean, the main thing to discuss was the who's coming up next, like who's going to be the groups. That's mainly what we discussed, which was the topic. So there it goes. We threw out some new ideas on what this is going to be, so I'm excited. Yeah, teching in his prime. I was not in my prime when I was 16 years old. Drake and Justin Bieber were a thing. Oh, yeah. Justin Bieber was... No, you know what? Justin Bieber wasn't even big yet. No. He became really big in, like, when I was, like, a senior. You know, when did he come out with that song? The Baby, Baby, Baby. That was the song that, like, punched his clock, I think. That was when he, like, everybody was talking about Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber, Baby. When did that come out? 2010. Yeah, so this was... I think Justin was doing stuff, but, like, he wasn't huge yet. It wasn't like he was on every single, like, you know, everywhere. But, like, it was, like, 2010. Like, 2010, 2011, I was, like, a senior in high school, because I remember being annoyed this shit with that guy, and just being like, no. This is not my type of music. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Thanks, everybody, for the stream. It was fun. Going to be make some follow-up videos about the chapters themselves to expand upon some things this week. Baldur's Gate 3 stream, that'll be out probably tomorrow evening. We'll be doing stuff. And then there's a chapter this week, so chapter will still be out. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a lovely Saturday afternoon. And, yeah. Later. Bye, everybody. And remember, we're all growing older every single day. Bye.